these shows. And I need to learn a few more things, what our club has not only done in the past, but who we have relationships with, so I don't cross any lines. So I want to make sure I do it right when I go forward. And I'm sure you're gonna laugh at some of my ideas, but they work. So other than that, we have the one last show. I know we made some adjustments to 2026 calendar. We had to move a show, but I am currently have my binder ready. I'm starting to send out contracts. I've already made contact. Eve's helped me introduce me to a lot of the cluster show chairs and stuff. So I'm on board with all of them. Now we just need to, finalize them. So once I get the paperwork out of the way, then we're going to start working on the promoting the show and getting sponsors and getting things a little more solid so that this is going to be the event people want to go to each year. All our shows are going to be events that people want to go to. They're going to want to travel to them eventually, hopefully. It's going to be fun. I don't have anything else unless someone has a question for me I can answer about the shows.
I do, Christine. This is
Sorry.
Shauna.
Go ahead.
I just want to throw out there that there was some question with the locals wanting to contribute and help and that sort of thing. You mentioned that Amazon table or tablecloths and that sort of thing. I know that there are folks locally that are willing to help if we give them parameters like colors and budget and size of table and what we need for decorations and that sort of thing, and that are willing to bring, waters and coolers and all of that stuff. So I just wanted to remind everybody that that is available, and those folks are fairly excited about the show coming. I think that there was some disconnect because we didn't have all of the information and parameters, but I think once we get those, I think we can utilize that group of people, boots on the ground, willing to help put stuff together so that we're not all showing up on Thursday afternoon because we all have to travel in and trying to put everything together. So I just wanted to throw that out that way. Also, Christine, so I pulled the bunkhouse up on Google Maps. Have you looked at it?
I tried, yes, similar to what you
Okay,
just said,
so
Google Maps.
I did. I pulled it up on Google Maps. And actually, do we know, are they setting up a ring for our nationals in front of the bunkhouse on that green? Is that where they're setting up the ring?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes.
we literally have this whole parking lots to ourselves and this entire section of greenery just for our events.
Correct.
Yes.
And that's correct. And that's the reason the reason they recommended that is because I told them the estimated entries, and quite frankly, I said we'd like to be respectful to our breed and exhibitors and give them gracious space.
Yeah.
And that's where you'll be. So that's essentially our section for the entire week.
I see that we are a little bit away from the building, but actually this is really cool. I mean, there looks like there's plenty of room for the rings, and it looks like the bunkhouse, if I'm seeing correctly, and I don't know, that's why I'm asking, looks like it literally has you said the patio, it's like this really cool little place to sit out. So it looks cool. So I think that's cool, guys. I just wanted to say that it looks really cool.
I think the last time we had a nice giant outdoor ring was it Las Vegas in 2012? Is that correct? Is that the last time we had a really big outdoor grassy ring?
I think so. I think because they let us do that. They let us do that. Yeah. So this is a huge place out in front of this bunkhouse if I'm seeing it on Google Maps correctly.
Yeah, that is it. That is it. And they did say that's why they put us there, so that we could have our event. And I guess the Eves, you might remember, I think you said the boxers have been there, or maybe not. One of the other working breeds has used it in the past. That's why they knew that it would be a nice event for us. And there is restrooms in the bunkhouse, so we really don't even need to go into the main building. I mean, if you don't want. But it does give us a little autonomy to do a lot of things outside, which does then coincide with the folks that do live in the area or are close by. I do know Connie did say she's there for setup day. And again, they they do want to help and they just need guidance and that I know that's where we're gonna have to just like Shauna said, give them direction, give them where we want to be, what we want to do. I think they're very gun ho to help, so I'm all in.
Christine, if I may interject real quick, you said something about the website, and I'm going to ask for a little bit of help here from whomever wants to provide it. The website right now is very skinny with content for the national. And I know that there's been a lot of meetings and stuff like that, and a lot of planning that's now coming together, and just everything's being set in stone. Once we have, and there's, if anybody looks at the blog at like other national specialties from previous years, like we've had a guide, we've had a full schedule, we've had everything. If somebody can help or work with me on getting that together, that's going to help us provide anyone who goes to the website with substantial content. And then from there, we can start maximizing on our social media posts, because we can share bits and pieces of information depending on if we're focusing on a junior showcase or if we're focusing on the owner handled challenge, or depending on what we want to focus for that post. And then, like you said, direct them to the website where there's clicks. And then as soon as we have set information on, like, let's say the awards banquet, we can set up
The link, yeah.
Hello? Did I lose
to
everybody?
put on there.
No,
Oh, there you are.
that's a good idea.
You're there. Was it me? Sorry, I'm driving through a little bit that lost me. I apologize. But if somebody can help me with content, I just don't, I can't come up. I don't know what the content's supposed to be. So I would love a good guide, a good skeleton of what exactly.
Yvonne, I can help you with that. I can give you what we did here. And sometimes when you start doing the content, putting links in, like you were just saying, the link to sign up for the banquet, you put a link when it's published to the premium, you put a link to the map of the showgrounds, or you can actually put a picture of all of the above if you want, you know what I mean? But a lot of time people like to click around and get into it, you know? But there's stuff that we can do, and believe it or not, on these on the posts, if we get the flyers going, directing people to the site, you put hashtags all over that stuff, you're going to get people you didn't even know. And we need to get some hashtags for Colorado and try and get spectators out there. Those are the ones that we need their money.
Good stuff.
I'm sorry, you guys. I got completely dropped, and then
No,
it just re.
no worries. All good, Yvonne. Christine said she'd be happy to partner with you to develop that content.
I'll get it to you. I'll get it to you.
All right. All right. Anything else on national specialty, Christine?
No, I'm rocking and rolling on it. We're
Thank
good.
you so much for stepping in and and getting it going. We appreciate that. Any other questions for Christine before we proceed?
Actually, yeah, this is Annette. So with everybody, can we try to come up with a couple of dates and a specific time so we can get back to the people in Greeley, Colorado, and set up a time with a list of all the things that we need to have assistance with, so we can be very organized and clear on it. So Christine, Eves, Shauna, Yvonne, I mean, if everybody can get on a call that we can, or even just fill out a list of things that we need so we can have a meeting with them.
Yeah, I think we need to get it together first before we call them, because what just happened recently was I think they got a little annoyed with me, but it wasn't intentional. It was because we hadn't had this meeting yet that we're having tonight, and I didn't have a budget, and I was like, okay, that looks great. And I did agree, but I think it was like, well, why did I didn't want them to feel like they're wasting their time. And that is exactly what they thought they were doing. And I'm like, no, 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 you're not. It's just we have to have a meeting. We haven't had our meeting yet. So I agree. We need to just get together. Annette, Shauna and Yvonne, I don't know what all you all have, but Annette, I feel like it's between you and me on this one. You've got all the goods, the baskets, the donation, you know what I mean? And then I have all the setup and tear down. Um,
Quick point of information. We did move the meeting this month. Thank you again. But the next board meeting is July 8th. So I guess in that, what you just asked ideally should take place before July 8th, which is the next planned board meeting, correct?
Correct. It needs to happen as soon as possible.
So it needs to happen within 3 weeks. That's what I'm hearing.
Actually, I would like to try to plan it within the next, by, either the end of this week if it's possible, or the first part of next week to give everybody enough time. But I think the sooner the better.
I'll make myself available if my input's required, and I will join whenever works best for most of them. And I think the majority of the individuals are in Mountain Time Zone. So whatever works for Christine and her team, I will plan to join. So don't plan around my schedule.
I have one more thing I want to throw out there that we probably should put on that list. I don't know if it needs to be addressed tonight, but there was some confusion as to the theme and colors. Now I know that the big celebration that the AKC is doing there is all purples. And so I didn't know if we've never done like royal purple decorations. I don't know if that's something that we need to decide, but if we need to decide about colors and themes tonight so that our team has that information, they can move forward and we're not waiting for July. Is that something that we need to address tonight? I'm sorry, I just realized that as everybody was talking, it's like we
Yeah,
haven't even
sweet
established that.
Jesus. Yeah, because I already told somebody colors for fabrics after Christine and I talked. So, like, she and I have been talking for weeks. So, if there's going to be a change to that, I need to know stat because one of
Wait
the
a minute,
vendors is
change.
going.
We've never discussed colors or a theme.
well, we did. We discussed doing the black and gold, and we talked about throwing the red in there for the 15th anniversary with the AKC. And then on after I started having Connie was sending me stuff, and it started getting to where they wanted to do teals and lavenders, and I was like, but that's the other club, and our colors, we really don't have colors, but we've always done gold and black, and that's where I think the hiccup started. Okay, they got a little disappointed with me. And now looking at the red's a little too bold. We're in the bunkhouse, which is Western, so I understood where they were coming from with browns and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, we still do black and gold. So then Yvonne and I were talking, and I'm like, black, gold, beige, and white, which makes it so that the tablecloths are black in case we get a stain on them. We're using them all weekend. And then we have, I'll be making centerpieces for each table. And that's where it ended. There was like no big discussion, but we needed to make a decision so we could get the cool coats made.
She's going into the fabric. So in a couple of years, it's been, Virginia was Celebrate America, and the year before that was Houston, so it was USA.
Yeah,
So
we've
like
never
every
had
year there's
set
been a
colors.
very
That's my thing that I was confused about is we usually
no, we have for every year we've had set colors for
no
like there's been a theme
right that I
for
There's
mean
been a
the theme
theme,
with it there we
correct.
don't consistently do the same colors. That's my point. As
oh yeah, no,
I was
every year it
agreeing with you.
changes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
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 I
yeah,
was
yeah.
agreeing with you.
Yeah, every year it changes.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
So
Okay.
all I know is that if it's not going to be that, I need to know so that I can make sure that she doesn't go into LA and buy fabric that is not the right fabric. Because it's not just her, it's going to be the invitations and the ribbons, the rosettes for the non-AKC events. So the only things that I've focused on a theme every year of some sort, whether it's been for Washington, no matter where it is, every year, wherever we've been. The only things it affects me on is the Cool Coat products, because we try to change the patterns every year. We try to make it specific to that cluster. The invitations, and then the rosettes that are for the non-AKC events, we have the liberty to get really cool and fancy and personalized with. So those ribbons, the actual ribbon material is modeled around the invitation and the overall theme. So that's the only thing that I need to get in front of sooner rather than later, especially when it comes to the fabric, because if she's going to go in and buy fabric, I got to make sure I told her the right stuff. Which I think what Christine had said was very cool, because that's very rustic, and it's pulling the red out, I think was not a bad idea. So, if we wanted to put in an accent color, there's no reason why we can't. But I thought it was pretty cool and in line with the whole rustic theme. But you guys just need to tell me what you want me to make sure we have purchased
I have a
and go
question.
from there. And I'll. Did I lose you guys again?
No, you're there. I hear you.
I
Okay.
can hear you. I thought Eve was talking.
Yeah, he said he had a question and then we lost him.
No,
Right. Yeah.
I'm here. I just
Oh.
was waiting. Just okay, so everyone can hear me. So I have a quick question. Let me make it quick. It sounds like we're still planning. Do we are there any other individuals, it sounds like, that I'm just trying to see where the communication gap is, just to make sure that we're a little bit more streamlined moving forward. And that question really is maybe Christine, Shauna. I'm not sure. I know there was a meeting that was planned and people couldn't join. Is that probably what happened where we have this gap?
I think this is Shauna. I think that this is a cluster of just stuff we're walking through right now. I think this is a result of that. Traditionally, the board has a theme. We all choose, we talk about the colors, we come into an agreement, we move forward. But this year things have been different because Christine got thrown into this place. She's scrambling to try to get it done. And so I think there was and then we also have the cool thing that we have like 20 people in a breed club, that are actually local, which isn't always something we're used to. So I think we just have just some outlier things that we're walking through with this nationals. I think that that's why we have the confusion, Eve. I think especially obviously next year and the year after isn't going to be that way. I just think that we have these few hiccups and some miscommunication just because we're all trying to get stuff done and we haven't had the luxury of being able to work as a team as long as sometimes before. So I think that that's just where it is. And so that's why I brought it up, is like, okay, we probably should come to a conclusion as a board. And then that way everybody involved knows what to do. And I just think that that's what it is. I don't think it's any more than just that. Just been some things that have happened that we haven't been able to be as organized this year as we normally are.
No, that's fine. And we're all about being inclusive and definitely want to leverage the up and coming club that's in that area. So I think it sounds like it's just a conversation, right? So to go back to Annette's original question, I think maybe the sooner that Christine, sounds like Annette, Shauna, and whomever else that wants to share their input can get that meeting together. Let's just make it happen expeditiously because the next board meeting's in 3 weeks.
Well, we need to expeditiously pick a theme and colors right now. So everybody needs to chime in, my little silent Annies. Let's go.
Okay, this is Annette. I am more than
Okay.
happy to talk about this.
Yeah, we need to
Um,
because it's holding up a lot of
Yep,
stuff.
yep. Nope, it absolutely is. And usually, it is usually I'm used to just open communication with the board
It's usually
and
you and me,
everybody kind of
Annette, doing
knowing, right?
this.
I know, and that's where I'm kind of, so in talking to the people in Greeley, and Yvonne, I've learned this from you, right? It's kind of like, and I know this is a standalone, this is the CCAA, right? But trying to figure out, just like what we did in the Pacific Northwest, what is the theme going to be? Is it going to be a Western theme? Is it going to be, whatever it is going to be? So I do know that it is their 75th, the Kennel Club, it's their 75th Jubilee. So it is different colors of purple and diamonds. And then we have, I'm losing my train of thought, sorry. And so I know it's that. I'm not for sure with the black and gold, as far as standard colors that we've used. I just know that we did the black and gold on the banner, is where the black and gold came in. And again, it's our 15th anniversary. So, if we can kind of try to do the best of both worlds a little bit and try to come up with this, I think it'd be great, just to keep everybody happy. But that's just my thought. As far as typically I know that a few of the people, the volunteers, were like tablecloths, I mean, they're wanting to help, they're wanting to do things. So Christine, we probably just need to get together, and I have my list. I know that because when I was going to go on the call, you weren't able to, and I have the email that you sent of a few things that you had. And so if we can, just kind of be on the same page and mark it off as we go, that way we can present to these guys everything that we need, right? But as far as the colors, I think because we are the way that we are doing the show, my personal feelings doesn't mean that my feelings are right or wrong or indifferent, but I think that we should do something that's in line to incorporate as one big unit. That's just me. So that's just as far as the colors go.
When you say one big unit, are you talking about the other club or are you talking about
Yeah.
the
Yes. I'm talking.
The Greeley Kennel Club?
Well, the Greeley Kennel Club
Not,
and the Kennel
not,
Club that's having the
not the
show is
Greeley Kennel Club, right? That because I think that's the Aubrey Club. Let's just be specific here. I think we're talking about the
it's
club that's being formed, the Colorado Club of the Rockies, correct?
correct. We have the club that is putting on the show, right? And then we have the Greeley Club. So both of them have the theme that the Colorado club that is putting on the show, the host, theirs is purple and it has diamonds for their 75th Jubilee. For the Greeley Kennel Club, they have like blues, greens, purples, I believe. I'd have to look at the color scheme again. But I would say they're both pretty much in line. And I'm not saying like a deep purple or anything like that, but I mean, I will send to the board right now. Well, if you go into that group that we're in, it has, oh I gotta find the group. Shauna, do you have that group handy by chance? Oh, I found it. Is everybody there? Because I'm not
here,
really-
and that
Okay.
something that I need you to clarify, when you say the
Mhm.
Greeley Club, you're talking about the host club, not the Colorado, not the Corso Club of the Rockies, right?
Okay. So we have Bonnie's Club,
Correct.
and on theirs they have different hues of purples, blues on their colors, correct? I'm trying to find the picture of it.
I mean, I know that that was one of the suggestions. I don't know what their colors are. I haven't
Okay.
been paying attention. I
I
apologize.
thought oh, it's right here. Hang on. I'm
It was
gonna
teal and purple, like a lavender or something.
Okay, so I'm gonna screenshot this and send this to the group. And then when you talk about the group, I just sent it. And then when you talk about the host club, not Bonnie's club, but the other club, their invitations for this show is the Diamond Jubilee, which is purples and diamonds. So on Bonnie's club, the Cane Corso Club of the Rockies, if you look, did you guys get that text by chance?
I did, yes.
Okay, so if you look at that, it's kind of according to the colors on here. Now, mind you, everybody's computer screen and so forth is different, but it has like on the mountains you can see, like the baby blue, the teal, the purple.
Okay,
I'm just me personally, I'm just we're trying to wrap. To me, we have the CCAA doing the show in conjunction, for the CCCR. And to me, incorporating the Diamond Jubilee, and even though it's our 15th anniversary, you can throw some silver, whichever in there. And I personally think it'd be really classy looking. I mean, but that's just me. But it's the first that I've heard of red, red, black, and gold. Because but that's
red's
what
a
you guys
15,
talked about.
red's a 15, but I pulled that out. I was going more rustic because we're over in the bunkhouse. We're not even near the Jubilee anywhere. That's the whole, we're on kind of on our own.
So, Christine, remind me what the basic colors were that you had. Maybe are they good base colors that
Yeah,
will blend
it
with
was,
this other stuff? Or please remind me because now I've lost track.
so we were hoping to do like beige, white, black, and like a gold. And then I was gonna do like fairy lights in the centerpieces and stuff. Just something rustic because the whole building is brown wood and we're gonna have black tablecloths probably.
I have a
I
quick
mean,
I have a quick point of information. This is for Yvonne and
Yes.
Christine. What this discussion that we're having now, at this very minute, what is it holding up? And I'm only trying to determine whether we need to table this and have this offline or continue it. I'm just
So-
trying
it's
to.
holding up all the decorations and it's holding up all the prizes, the cool coats and everything.
So what it's holding for me, for what I have to handle, because Christine has to handle a whole other boatload of stuff. For me, what it's going to hold up is the fabric
Invitations.
for the cool coat products, the invitations, and the rosettes that will be given out for the Breeders' Cup, Young Prospect Challenge, 4 to 6 months, like the non-AKC events.
Sure.
So
It's the
that's
personalized ribbons too, right, Yvonne? Did you just say
yeah,
that?
which
Yes.
so like she makes that at the last minute because she has to wait on the personalized names, but she goes out and she looks for the fabrics and does like little samples and stuff like that. So she's asked me a couple times since I placed the order, have we decided on a theme? And I responded both times, this is, I think, what is being leaned on, but I'll let you know. So she's on hold and she's fine. Like she can work on she can work on like the regular rosettes for now. But definitely I need to go back to Crystal and be like, don't go buy this fabric because if we're not going to go that direction, I don't want her buying that fabric because then she can't really do anything with it. So she's the one that right now is planning to go into downtown LA, which is, it's a couple hour drive at least without traffic each way. So I want to make sure that I don't send her into the fabric district with bad information.
Got it. Okay. Thank you so much, Yvonne and Christine, because I know we're a month and a half away, so let's continue the discussion. So hopefully we'll have a decision tonight, because I know we're like 60 days away from the national. So, all right. Sorry about that. I was just trying to determine whether we table it or we move on, but we're 60 days away, so we need a decision. So, Annette, back to you.
I'm just giving my own personal opinion. It does, I mean, I don't know what everybody else wants to do, but that was, I guess with a decision was already pretty much made, and I don't mean that. Sorry, I'm trying to do 10 things at one time. So yeah, I mean, it's whatever everybody wants to do.
So what does everybody want to do?
Yeah, exactly.
So what does everybody want to do? Let's get that handled tonight, so that when I get off this call, I am able to get in front of her going into town and making sure that we have the right palette. And also that way I can go a different direction with sitting online staring at invitations, because Annette, you and I have for years had that tedious task. So it's like,
yeah, and I absolutely agree with you, Yvonne, 100%. And I know, working with you in the past, right? When it comes to invitations, I mean, you're like, I need this now. I got to get this done. It's got to be organized. It's got to be done. And so I guess because we're not all like syncing together, I'm gonna say. And then, so I'm over here in my head because I know you've been really busy with puppies and finishing up taxes and doing all that. And I'm thinking of the list that you had created.
The
spreadsheet from hell. And it's pinpoint, like boom, 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 boom. And so I'm sitting there thinking, okay, I mean, we're like 2 months away and these invitations have got to be done. Yvonne's going to be wondering why don't I have what I need? And to go back, I know that you also, to go back to what Christine was saying, you also, you did it for the Northwest, and, and you've done it through these years. To answer Christine's question, you do fill out a guide, and so the guide will direct to the hotel. I mean, it's very, very self-explanatory, and it's just, and all the links are there, everything. It's perfect, right? So I think that, and again, I mean, these are just the things that I'm thinking, right? So I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page, because, and again, some of this isn't my responsibility, but I'm trying to help facilitate and trying to get the volunteers and trying to get, people to help out and do things. Because Lord knows, we know how much it takes to put on these shows and how much work goes into it and effort. And I don't think people understand how much hard work it really truly is. I mean, it takes a village. Yeah, exactly. So
let's.
So
why don't we?
What colors do we want to pick, team? We need to pick colors.
If I can just jump in and make a baseline suggestion. Okay, I think that we can work with the colors that symbolize a rustic setting, and we can throw in there colors that can absolutely stay in line with what they're doing with the cluster. Because, for example, I mean, I think it's cool about the black and gold. And I think when we say gold, we don't mean like, wow, gold, like it's going to be subtle. It's elegant, and there's beige. So instead of white, let's start there. Let's say we pull out white. Let's pull white out of the equation when we're talking about fabric colors and invitation colors. So let's pull white out. What would we want to substitute that color with? I'm hearing that there's purple, but not purple in a strict sense. It's more, is it like a lilac? Is it like a lavender? What is that? Is this a good starting point? Can we say, because black is always kind of important because it gives us some freedom of, like, if you found a pattern of fabric and it's got black in it, we're good. It's not ruled out. So it doesn't mean it's going to be a predominant color, but we can still use it.
Right.
Can we?
I would probably, as I'm looking at this picture, I'm going to say it's more of like a lilac color.
Okay. So like the new Roughland kennels. Sorry, that's the only thing I can think about because I wish I could afford all of them in lilac. So it's lilac. It's literally like, I don't know how else to, because it's not like Barney, the whatever Barney purple. It's not like that. It's like a,
yeah, it's not Barney.
It's a nice muted.
Yeah, I
purple.
think that would be fine if what I'm looking at, that looks fine.
So can we say, all right, that's going to help us tie in with the other clubs while still keeping the rustic theme that Christine is working on for the decorations, and we can start tying it together that way. Is that a good start?
I think so. I mean, me personally.
Okay, how does everybody else feel?
I'm not
Christine,
trying to be hard or difficult.
I think it's a great compromise.
I
think it's a great compromise. Throw in a little bit of a color that the rest of the groups are using as a nod. We're still unique, and I think it's a great compromise. I would vote for that.
Is there any other color that we need to know about that needs to be considered in any capacity outside of lilac?
I don't believe so. I mean, the only other, if you didn't want to use lilac per se, you have any shade of the purples, any shade of that. It doesn't have to be dark. It doesn't have to be light. I mean, it's whatever is going to go with the other colors that you want to use. But I do agree that I think giving a nod to both, would be good.
Because you're saying that 75th anniversary, their theme for their cluster is using shades of purple.
Yep. The invitation that I saw.
And then what you just sent through has, all the way to the right, the logo has basically what looks to be a lilac, a little bit more.
Yeah, wouldn't you say brighter, that's kind of,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm getting in here into that talk group just to see.
Actually, Annette,
yeah.
may I just insert a little bit of information? So
Please.
It's not just the Kennel Club. I think purple of any, throw in a little bit of purple of any shade that you guys think will blend well with that stuff, because the AKC's big celebration, they're doing like this owner handler thing. It's all the carpets, all the indoor carpets and all the carpets in the rings and all of that. It's all purple because of that big celebration. The Club of the Rockies, we can give them a nod, but that might tie into everything, and that might be fixing the problem. Any shade of purple that works with that decor, you guys should have the liberty to figure it out. That ties it all in and still keeps us unique. That's what I think.
Yep.
And I vote for that right now. If you, I don't know, Christine, how do you feel about that?
Oh, it's fine with me. I'm whatever. I'm good.
We haven't heard from anybody else. Everybody's,
This is Sarah. If y'all like it, I love it. That's my opinion.
Thank you, Sarah.
Yep.
Courtney?
I think it's a great idea to add the lilac in.
Awesome. Thank you, Courtney. Sean?
yep, I'm on board.
Right, sounds good. Sounds like we have a motion coming on. I'm not sure who's gonna make it.
Oh, I'll make it. Let's make a motion to put the colors to be the black, gold, lilac, and beige. Or a form of purple, whatever we can get.
I second. This is Shauna. I second.
We have a motion on the floor. It's been seconded. We just had discussion. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. All right, thank you. Christine, anything else for national specialty?
Oh, I think I'm good. I think we got it all ironed out. Now we can move forward.
All right, awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christine. All right, moving on to director number 5, membership and welcoming, Sarah Ruber.
All right. So I just have one member to present tonight, Kendall Beasley, for a regular membership sponsored by Raquel and Melvick Tagoan. So I would like, well, anybody have any questions? All right. So I would like a motion to accept Kendall Beasley as a member of the CCAA.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion for Kendall Beasley to join the CCAA. It's been seconded. All right. We're open for discussion for any questions. I met Kendall a couple of weeks ago at a dog show. Seen her before. She lives in North Carolina with her family. She has a daughter that exhibits juniors with a Cane Corso, and she's considering driving from North Carolina to Colorado to enter her daughter at the juniors event of the show that we're talking about here, specifically that Friday. So that's exciting.
How fun.
Yeah, so that's good. That's my input. I did meet her personally and happy to see her name here. All right, anyone opposed? All right, motion passes with unanimous consent. Back to you, Sarah.
That's all I had.
All right, sounds good. I move to adjourn. We don't have any other topics. May I have a second?
Second.
Sounds good. Meeting is adjourned.
Good night, everybody.
Goodbye.
Night. Night.